Alright, happy weekend. Ended up finding out that the headache I'm having is more of a muscular trigger point thing. So I got my neck dry needled, and so my left upper trap's still a little sore, but still have a low grade headache. So what I'm going to try and do is work through a kind of a recovery day where I'm going to work on my hips because my toe touchability has been crappy in the last couple days, and then work on some scapular things in order to, like, hey, if we can facilitate low trap, mid trap, we're going to inhibit upper trap, which I think is part of my symptom issues. So I was going to drop the bench down, but I don't feel like moving around all that stuff. So instead, we're going to do a lot of floor based work via intervals. So I'm going to start with some hip stretching. Um, go through kind of my ITWY. We might pull down the bars, do some upside down or whatever Australian pull-ups, I think I've heard them called, and then we'll see where life takes us from there. But we're gonna start with a hip flexor stretch. Oh yeah, you know what? We might even do hammies. Um, yeah, I got some pretty good twitches during needling yesterday. So just need to work on, like I said, some muscular work after it. Grateful to say that though the headache is still there, I was having like light sensitivity and maybe even some nausea, and it's like, oh, even that's gone. So I'm not gonna blame the shrugs I did. Well, I am gonna. I'm not gonna blame the workouts of shrugs that I did here. But what I did too when I was doing my lat pull downs is that I was trying to look up at the pulley as I was pulling down. But I think what had happened was I kept looking up the whole time. So when I went into that pre-stretched position, I just kind of jammed my neck up pretty good. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Um, that's where I'm gonna go through three. Like I'll probably do 3 sets of W or 3 sets of Y's, 3 sets of T's, 3 sets of W's, and then 3 sets of I's to kind of get my mid and low trap firing a little more. Kind of see if we can't calm down the upper trap that way. So it's been definitely a bit of a learning experience because, um, it's headache treatment. Haven't done much of it. Because we're gonna need some room. That being said, working out with a headache isn't particularly pleasant, but it is doable nonetheless. Let's see, so ITWY, that's 12. 18, 24. Counting up how many rounds this is gonna take. stairs real quick. Alrighty. Great timing. Managed to barely. The timer did beat me down, but just barely. Okay. Let's do a hamstring stretch first. So, getting both hamstring and a little bit into the low back, which I'm not surprised about. Was doing a little bit of deck cleanup today, and afterwards I started to notice that my low back was starting to get tight. So I'm like, all right, today's definitely gonna be a recovery day between recovery, PT day, mobility day, you know, stuff that isn't gonna necessarily spike my heart rate, but stuff that needs to get done in order for, oh boy, just to, you know, move better. Wow. So right side was definitely tighter than my left. Hmm. Hmm. um, I also recognize I haven't done much in the way of like dedicated core work in a while, so if we run out of time or something, then oh well. But like I said, gonna try and get a little more conditioning. I don't know, kind of trying to fill in the gaps of what I don't get at the gym here at home. All right. So after this, we'll kind of go into some pigeon type thing, and we'll see where we go from there. But apparently we are already a third of the way through, so we'll see how much of the scapular progression we actually get through. But it does feel like my hamstrings are opening up. Let's see here. Alright, tight, but I can still, like, I can get to my toes. That's where, like, I don't think you necessarily need to be able to palm the floor, but touch your toes. Touch your toes without, like, having to hold your breath or feeling like it's a murderous stretch would be, I think, a good goal for most people. So, found out I was getting a little bit of a groin pinch if I take my right leg out further, but if I kind of keep my right leg behind in line with like my Achilles, I get a better glute stretch without feeling my adductor or like a little pinching sensation. So let's see what happens when we get over to this side. Yes, Mr. Bony Butt. You've got a bony butt. That's right, yes you do. What else? He wants attention because he wants food. I got stinky breath. So it's actually interesting. I'm getting to kind of play around with the pigeon here just because I'm kind of trying to find ways to make it feel better. I feel like a better stretch without it like pinching on my right groin area. What? Is my top matching your fur today? No? Oh yes. Oh yes. knee, leg, behind my Achilles a little more. I wonder. All right. No. So we have about 32 rounds, I think. So it comes out to 16 working rounds. So we should be able to get through our letters here. So really my focus with the Ys is getting my shoulder blades to kind of go diagonally down in towards my mid back, so I can kind of feel that low trap kicking in. Whew. Of course, I start holding my breath by the end, which increases my headache, and but definitely a decent burn in the low trap by the end of that interval. Let's see, we got what, 3, 6. About 18 more rounds. Okay, so I might have some time for some core work today then. We'll do the T's next. Whew. That's a burn. I'm doing a thing where, as I put my finger on his backside, his fur and skin kind of twitches. Well, shoulders are definitely on fire. All right. Last set of tees. All right. We still got W's and I's to go, but relatively surprised that it feels as good as it does, and I don't feel like I'm over recruiting my upper traps. Like the burn's all in the right places. Ugh. All right. We got one more round. Okay. Might have done an extra set of W's there, but probably needed it. All right. Sorry, your butt is in my face. All right, so now we just got the eyes. I've been preferring doing them palm down because that feels like it's just a better recruitment, whatever you want to call it. What you doing? What you doing, huh? What you doing? Oh, yes. Who's a stinky butt? Yes. Thank you for smacking me in the face with your tail. guess it didn't do the an extra set of W's. What I am going to probably try and do is for core work today, 2 McGill crunch holds on each side. Oh. Okay. So, like I said, 2 McGill crunch holds per side. I want to kind of get these deep neck muscles a workout as well because of the upper trap issues. This is where I forgot to switch legs, so we get to do 2 in a row per side. Hmm. Alright, we still got that going for us. Okay. We'll find out how I feel tomorrow. The headache's kind of in and out instead of being like a constant presence since I've been needled, so that's still kind of apparent. And generally, after exercise, I feel pretty good, so we'll see how I feel like the next 30 to half hour. But if you did what I did today, great. You did your own thing, great.
you're just starting, looking for ideas, motivation, discipline, or a community to support you is what we're here to do. Help each other be a little better every day. So good job today. Keep working hard. We'll see you next time.